Hi everyone, welcome to Your Quilting Journey. Today I'm going to interview my friend and former student, Cindy. She took my class last fall and made the Underground Railroad quilt, and she did an awesome job. It looks just beautiful. So let's get to it and ask Cindy these questions. Hey friend.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm totally laughing at that. She did an awesome job.
You did. I love
you.
the colors and everything.
Thanks. I'm thinking, let's get to that UFO question, and then we'll talk about how great of a job I did or didn't do.
We'll have to have one, at least.
So
funny. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, family, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I live in Bar None, Wyoming, which is just outside of Casper. I'm actually originally from Wyoming. I grew up in Lander, graduated high school there, and our family is very happy to be back living in Wyoming. We have lived many places.
Yeah.
Actually, that's part of my tattoo, but really happy. We've been here back about 2 years in October, and I have a 21-year-old stepdaughter who is married and just had her own baby girl in September.
Oh, cool.
Don't say that word. Don't do it. I know it's probably on the your tongue, but don't do it. You can't add a girl. This is why we're friends. Good job, Rachel.
Are you Aunt Cindy?
How about like Mimi or something?
Mimi's really cute. I like that.
Yeah, I can handle that.
Yep.
And then we have a 16-year-old son and also a 7-year-old girl. So those are our three. My husband and I have been married 15 years, and he is in the oil field. So he comes and goes. I would jokingly say as he pleases, but it's more as everyone else pleases.
Right. Whoever is his master.
Yeah. Well, we go where they pay. So
right
now it's here, and we're really grateful that it is.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, I don't work outside the home. I'm a homeschool mom, and we have been homeschooling for, this is our 7th year, which blows my mind. I can't believe we've been doing that. But we've been at it that long. Knock on wood, we're going to graduate one. I don't know if we'll actually get rid of him. We'll see.
Don't make it too comfortable then.
Yeah, he eats more than he's worth. If you have little boys, just be prepared.
Yeah, right.
That's what teenagers are like. I think he started eating more than I did when he was like 3. And hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, Ezra's getting there where he's eating more and more.
It's awful. And then Georgia, she's our 7-year-old. She is in gymnastics twice a week. She actually broke her arm about 2 months ago.
Yeah,
but that little thing can eat just the same as Jared. It's amazing. I'm like, holy cow!
No, right?
Yeah, our grocery bill is larger than our mortgage sometimes.
So who taught you how to sew?
So I learned to sew when I was little. My mom actually taught both my sister and I how to hand sew to start. She taught us how to, if I remember right, close a pillow to start with. I think she had made pillows. And she showed us how to close pillows. She showed us how to sew buttons on. I'm trying to remember what other little things, just little projects like that we started with. And sorry, I should have turned my notifications off on my phone. And then we started, as soon as we sewed sort of okay, I mean, for little girls with our hands, then we got to sew with her on her sewing machine. And the first thing I remember sewing was a pillow. So just real simple straight seams, and then learning how to stuff them. And then we learned how to machine close them. And then I think my second project was maybe like a skirt or something real simple too, like just with a, I think it's called a placket, where you just put the elastic in it. I'm not a garment seamstress, so don't correct me if I'm wrong. But you just put the elastic in, and then you can hand stitch it or machine stitch it. Anyways, I think that was one of the second things I made. And then I've always just kind of done little things here and there, and that kind of led me to quilting as an adult.
So what made you want to learn how to quilt, and who taught you?
Go like this, Rachel.
That's
right. There she is, queen of the quilts. So what made me want to quilt was that I had some really basic sewing knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
but I never enjoyed it. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, it was just like, yeah, I can make a skirt or I can make a pair of pants. They're real simple, but
Right.
it wasn't any fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw all of this cool stuff you could make. And I have a sewing machine that actually does embroidery too. And so I have all of these ideas, and I'm kind of like that anyways. Like my brain is just full of them. And they make me crazy.
Yeah.
And so
you and I were alike in that area.
When I saw the quilting class, as a homeschool mom, I don't do a lot of things for me. Mm-hmm. And one thing that we have learned throughout 7 years of homeschooling is that, at least I have learned, is that I love to learn. Like, I like to learn new things. I like to challenge myself. Yep. I like to know something new. Mm-hmm. And so it was a good opportunity for me to get out of the house and away from my children and take something that I sort of knew how to do, but looked like really fun and creative, and take it like to another level. Yeah. And so that's kind of, and then it just turned into a big black hole of quilting, basically.
Try all the things.
Yeah, now I'm just effing obsessed.
Yep. So for everybody who doesn't know, her last name is Effenberger. So everything is effing this and effing that. So no.
I wasn't cussing at anybody, I promise. Chris crossed my heart.
So what block was your favorite to make? If you had one.
Which block? I don't have a favorite. I liked every bit of it. And what I liked about it, because I said, a little bit ago, I love to learn and I love to challenge myself, was the way that Rachel put us through our class. We started with real simple stuff. Mm-hmm. And if you can sew a straight seam, you can quilt to start. Mm-hmm. It's not anything overwhelming or scary. Okay. And so we would start with the basic, okay, sew this and sew that. And then little by little, we just added something a little more challenging. And it was not ever big leaps. Right. That I couldn't do anything. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I would finish a block and I'd be like, oh, I think this is my favorite block. I love this. Yeah. And then we'd do the next one. And at the end of class, I like this. This is my favorite block. I don't know. I see blocks all the time online and on Instagram and on Pinterest. And I'm like, ooh.
Let's try that one.
Yeah. I told you it's a big black hole of quilting.
I know.
I haven't, I did was it Northern Star? I think that's one that comes to mind. And Log Cabin. Yeah. Uh-huh. I would say if you want to learn how to quilt, if I could give advice, that's an easy one. Mm-hmm. And it's just sew and turn and sew and turn and sew and turn. And you just have to make sure the right size strip goes on. Right. So I think that one's a lot of gratification for a new quilter. Right. In a short period of time. Uh-huh. Yeah. It comes together. And that one doesn't have a whole lot of press in any certain direction either. Mm-hmm. Right. So you can sew and press, and a lot of it's hand pressing to start with and then pressing with the iron. Yep. So that one sticks in my head as one that stuck out. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you liked the monkey wrench though. That was one that I think everyone hated, and it was one of the first ones. And I thought for sure that was going to be easy. And y'all were like, I hate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of. Well, and that one just seemed like after doing. Do we do 13, 12? Sorry, I don't remember. I don't remember how many. 12.5-inch blocks. Is that what you're saying? Is it 12 blocks in the Underground Railroad? Oh. With the story block? No, 15. 15. Okay, so we did 15 blocks. Mm-hmm. And monkey wrench, I could never get it right. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And you read in the book and it's this is a beginner level. And you're like, you're done. So Log Cabin, y'all. If you're a beginner quilter, and maybe monkey wrench later. Yep. Right. Just, pray over all your materials before you start that one. Once you get those half square triangles down pat, then you can do it. Yeah. I think that would have probably helped. Yeah. Half square triangles. And it seemed like the more we quilted, the more simpler those got and the more they made sense about how to quilt them. Well, you did a lot of them. Yeah. I remember joking about that in class with one of my classes. About half square triangles. Is there something you don't like to do in your quilting journey? Like the stitching in the ditch? Was that kind of something you didn't like? Or didn't bother me. My story block gave me a heck of a time when I did stitch in the ditch, but I figured out what it was and I didn't like it at first. And then I figured out what I was doing wrong. And honestly, I haven't quilted because we're busy in the summer. And so winter's kind of, I think, going to be back to quilting and sewing for me. So I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but everything twisted when I quilted it. But up to that point, stitching in the ditch, I had done it with skirts and garments. And so
it's good.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. If you get that fabric good and taut, you're good. Like you just got to do a straight line. So.
Right. Yep. Just go slow and easy to start.
Yeah.
Yep. So is there something that you don't like to do?
I don't like to cut. Like I just would rather sew.
Yes.
I need to hire somebody just to cut all my stuff out or buy it pre-cut. Ooh. But that's not cheap. That's so expensive.
Yeah.
Like quilt.
You're thinking, do I want to offer that or not? Because I don't care for cutting either. I can do it, but I don't like it.
Right. I just want to get to the fun stuff. Let's just sew.
Yep, exactly.
But I know, like just cut it all and get it done with. It's the same as anything else. You know where you're going. It's I guess like kind of like labor with children. Like I know this sucks right now, but I know what I get at the end. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep
put something fun to listen to on and get it done.
Yeah. Yep.
So speaking of that, do you like to listen to something while you're quilting?
I don't have anything specific. I have not gotten into podcasts, but I've heard lots of good things about them. I think that's something I'd like to start doing is more of like listening to podcasts, but I turn on audiobooks a lot. I listen to a lot of devotional audiobooks and like a women's Bible study, like on Audible. Those are just really enjoyable. Plus it's something I can listen to. And like, even though I may have already gone through the study or I'm going to go through the study, it's not something I have to like put a ton of my brain into. I can just sew and enjoy that time. And then there have been a few times I've like turned a movie on when I just didn't want to listen or think and just listen to it in the background. Never something I'd have to pay attention to. Probably something I've already heard or listened to.
Right. Yep. That's how I used to be when I first started too. I always just had to have that movie on in the background, and now it's become more podcasts and Audible books and stuff like that. So yeah, fun. Let's see. So you mentioned UFOs. So what kind of unfinished projects do you have?
Unfinished projects. So we did underground quilt with Rachel in class, and we did those 15 blocks. And then I got a little overzealous and bought fabric to do a second underground railroad at home. And so both of those are still UFOs.
Uh-oh.
They're both sitting over here. I'm actually looking at my cute farm fabric that I did in. I need to this space, guys. It's a hot mess right now. So it's been abandoned all summer long while I gardened and redid our backyard. So this, I mean, like I've got stuff stacked on stuff, and my fat cat's usually down here with me, and he was down here earlier before Rachel and I went live. His name is Boris Effenberg. He's hilarious. He's huge. He tried to find a spot to like lay down because I was down here at my sewing machine sitting, and he was like, there's nowhere for him to be. He was not happy with me, but we'll clean it up and get back to it. Yeah,
you're in my spot.
And he doesn't usually, he's not in my business like while I'm working. He usually lays to the side, but if you get up and walk away, then he comes over and lays down, sometimes right, not on my machine, but like right on what I'm sewing to the side of it.
Yeah.
Or when I'm cutting, he loves to be in the middle. Maybe that's why I don't like cutting, because the cat gets in the way.
Yeah, you keep having to move him out of the way.
20-pound cat. Get off of my table. Yeah. Get off of my table. And then he'll walk away and have all these strings in his long arms. You have to pull him, and he's mad at you because you're touching him.
Yeah.
Just my tail. Oh.
Silly. So are you working on any sewing projects right now other than those UFOs?
Not right now. No. We packed it in this summer with our backyard. So
for now. You see it's snowing. It's time to sew.
Right. Well, and then the weather stayed hot and nice for so long. Like we tried to enjoy it as long as we could. I actually went hunting this year for the first time.
Awesome.
I pulled a doe and buck antelope and also a doe fawn either or deer tag, and I filled all those.
Wow.
So with the weather staying nice, like we just really enjoyed being together as a family. Yeah. Everybody but Georgia, our little one, was hunting with us, and And we have just elk still to get. So, and then, yeah, we processed it all. So that kept us plenty busy. So, but now finally it's snowing. I know I'm weird. I love it. I think it's great. It makes it feel more like the proper season too. But
yes, right.
That way I can actually like, oh, and then I think the time change, like it took me about 2 or 3 weeks and I just felt like horrible about the time change. One day we ate dinner and I looked at my clock and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's got to be like 9:30 or something. And it was 5:26. And I told the kids, I'm like, well, 11 billion more hours and then the sun will come up is how it feels.
Right?
But I went through this total like lull. And then I was like, well, you need to go quilt. Like it just took me a minute to remember you have all this fun in the basement. Right. Why are you not down there doing it? So
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So you quilt in the basement. That was the next question. What's your space like that you quilt in?
I guess I got Wizard of Oz going on here behind my curtain. We bought a house when we bought in Bar None a year ago with an unfinished basement. So we are slowly finishing it. And that's where I'm quilting right now. And I actually, when Kmart went out of business in Casper, they had this, it was just a display table, but it's about hip height. And I'm taller than most average women. So to stand and sew for me is really comfortable.
Oh, cool.
And so I have my machines on there. I have 2. Out of the box. I also have a serger.
Fun.
It's a little bad up in here, but so I have those. And then actually the littler, like less expensive machine is one I want to at some point with Georgia being 7, start showing her how to sew. Yeah. Because she watches already and I've let her drive a few times. She sat on my lap. So we're working right now on getting this space finished. And actually I'm torn between putting it in my homeschool space because we'll have a room that's kind of like an office. I don't know if that's where it'll ultimately go or if I'll stick it out somewhere else. We'll have a huge family room down here too, but potentially it could just go in our homeschool kind of workspace with some nice cupboards and some work counters and whatnot. So I don't know. Right now it's all just dreams in my head. Yeah. That's good. But and it's
all figured out.
All echoey and unfinished. And I think at this end, most of the framing's done. So good. Knock on wood, this winter we'll have finished quilting space.
What's one thing that makes you happy lately?
That makes me happy lately? I don't know. One thing. My husband's going to be mad I didn't say him, but he's always mad I didn't say him. Let me think about that.
Okay, besides your husband, because he's making
you always have to have that qualifier, Rachel. So that's married women. Because, the men are listening in the other room. Did she say my name?
Oh, my husband's.
One thing that makes me really... Okay, I know what it is. But I haven't gotten to enjoy it since it got kind of icky. But we bought a Jeep Wrangler this summer, and I have been really... like that. Well, it was great. The tops come off. And that was like through the warm weather. It was so fun to just get in the car and just drive. Georgia hates it. Our 7-year-old, she does not want anything to do with driving with the top off. Put the top back on. This is terrible.
Is it too windy for her or what?
I don't know. She doesn't like it. I think she doesn't like the wind. And so we put a hat on one time and went for a really long drive, all 4 of us. And then a grasshopper got in with us, and that was a whole comedy of errors. Yeah. And then it was like on the window, and oh my gosh. And just a week ago, she was catching them with jars on our front step, and that was okay. Bringing them into my house, and that was okay. But holy cow, there's 1-2 feet away, and I'm buckled in a seat, and I can't get away. And that was
no.
So
girl.
I don't know, but whatever. And then she said I had a dragonfly on me too. That kind of freaked her out, but I guess it was a big, I never saw it.
Cool.
But that actually, that's one thing that's been really fun. But now that the whole quilting thing is,
Gotta get that back in your head.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
If you'd have asked me in a month, I'd have probably said, probably quilting.
Yeah. Good. Yep. Do you have any other hobbies?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have too many hobbies.
Yeah.
I think I named 50 of them already. So I love to garden, so we garden. We totally redid our backyard too this summer. So we are kind of DIYers. Before my husband was in the oil field, he was a contractor.
Oh, cool.
And trades. So we like to buy project things.
Mm-hmm.
We've always bought a project house. This is one of our first houses that hasn't been a project, which has been nice. Just the living space that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have this whole unfinished basement.
Yep.
Fun and potential.
And your yard.
Yep. So before I knew Rachel was going to do classes again, I actually signed up for Master Gardener class in Natrona County. So that's one thing that's been really fun. We're off until January right now through the holidays, but
good.
It's just been fun. It's another thing I'm learning and something that's challenging me. I'm having to step outside my box a little bit. So
good.
Yeah, I have my fingers in all the pies. I
Yep.
don't know. I just can't
That's good.
not do something.
Well, that makes you a good homeschool mom because then you kind of have knowledge on the whole thing. So that's awesome.
And then my kids are like, Mom, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
What are we doing now?
Yeah. Oh, well, today we're going to...
Yep.
Because that happened after we redid our backyard. Then we looked at our front yard and we were like, Mate, what? Well, it should look like the back now because we got different sod and everything. And so,
oh, wow.
Oh, the projects. I don't know. They'll never end, I guess.
No. Nope. As long as you're still able to do it, there's still work to be done.
Pretty much.
Well, thank you.
Cranks them out. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Yeah, this was great. So look forward to having you hopefully in our next class here coming up soon with the Vintage Farm Girl, which you have that book already, don't you?
I do have that book already. I bought that while I was still in class with you because those blocks are so stinking cute.
I know. It's all Maureen's fault that she got us into it. Have you played with any of those blocks yet? Nope.
No, I haven't.
Yep.
That one's one that I really want to find the perfect fabric because her examples are so cute.
Yeah.
That Riley Blake fabric is.
I know. That's why I am in cahoots with them. They are my wholesale people. So and she's coming out with the Vintage Happy 2 is what it's called, and it comes out in December, so in a couple of weeks, and that will be the fabric that's in the kit for the Vintage Farm Girl that we're going to do in February. So,
well, look at that. We just got a free plug, and nobody planned it.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo for sure.
You won't even have to worry about finding your fabric if you don't want to. It'll all be in your kit, ready to go.
Pull open your kit and roll around in it because it's so cute.
It's so beautiful.
Just wrap it around yourself before you quilt in it, or while you quilt in it. Take your pick.
Exactly. It is.
A turban. I got a cape. I got a toga.
You're hilarious. Well, thanks for coming on here. I'll let you get going and have a great evening.
Okay. See you later, Rachel.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. All right, wasn't Cindi a hoot? She is so much fun to hang out with. She was so cool in our class. She just kept everybody rolling and just having a great time. So I hope you enjoyed this interview with her. As we mentioned, our membership class is coming up here soon. Actually, it's not a class, it's a membership. So Journey Back Quilts is having a membership, and it's going to start here really soon. It's so exciting. So the things you will get in your membership are 4 lessons every month, so 1 a week pretty much. You'll get 1 monthly Q&A at least with me to help you with any problems that you have and just help you along with your quilting journey. And also, if you are local or close to Casper, Wyoming, we will be doing a local meetup at Blakeman's Vacuuming Sewing. They have allowed us to use their space and their sewing machines, so you don't even have to lug anything with you other than your blocks and your fabric. And as I said, you'll have your whole kit with your fabric and a whole lot of other fun goodies. They're so exciting, and I think I have one of those. So hang on, let me grab it. So these just came in, and you're probably like, okay, what is that? This flower has little stickies that stick to your sewing machine, and it has a line on it. So when you're doing your 1/4 inch seam allowance, you don't have to have a special foot. You don't have to have anything special to figure out your 1/4 inch seam allowance, but this right here. So you can line up your 1/4 inch and you'll have a perfect 1/4 inch seam on all of your blocks, which is what quilters want on their blocks. If you didn't know that already, which most of you, I think, do know that. So super excited. Just one little hint that this will be in your kit. Let's see, what else was I going to mention? So another exciting thing is our website is almost complete. It should be complete this week and going live this weekend. So you'll be able to sign up for that membership. It starts in February is when the classes will start. And all these videos that I'm doing every week are going to help you get ready for that. If you're a brand new quilter, so far you've learned how to, what kind of fabric you want to buy and how to iron. And this Friday, you'll learn how to cut your fabric. And then next week will be kind of a fun video. So we're getting all that stuff rolling. I hope that you are enjoying this group so far, that it's helping you in your quilting journey. Please reach out, ask questions, start quilting discussions, post pictures of what you're working on, all that kind of stuff. We would love to see it and help you along however we can. So as I had said, rewind. As I had said before about the membership, we were going to do just the class. It was going to be just a class. It was going to be $800 for 10 months of sewing. Now we're changing things up to be just a membership class. So with the membership, you're going to get discounts on quilting kits. You'll get the lessons. You'll also get long arming discounts. So if you want me to help finish your quilt for you, I will do that at a discount. And then also like the monthly meetups and stuff that I already told you about. So just wanted to kind of give you a plug on that. And if you would like more information, if you want to sign up, just shoot me your email address and I'll get you on the wait list. If you would please share this live with your friends, I would really appreciate it. It helps grow our group so that we have more people helping us and showing their pictures of their progress, giving us inspiration on other ideas, all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great night. Talk to you later.